off me, ma'am. I pulled like two. My name is Oscar Quinton. Multiple people that have just tried to help me.
I literally have videos of these liberals, of these leftists, of these Democrats, okay, calling black ICE agents the N-word. Other videos of them beating up female reporters like they're doing in this thing. This is the party of supposedly peace, supposedly of minorities, supposedly of women, yet they have no problem with calling black people the N-word. They have no problem with laying their hands on women. The women aren't calling them out, right? The women in the same party, right, in the same group aren't calling these disgusting men out for laying their hands on a woman. These minorities in these same parties aren't calling these, you know, their party out for using a racial slur against another minority. Okay, I get it. You wouldn't care about minorities and women when it suits your purpose. If they don't fall in line, you are going to what? Punish them? I've said this before, right? I'm not here to say that Republicans or the right is so amazing, but in my honest opinion, right? In my view, they're not as much of a hypocrite as the left is, as Democrats are, as liberals are, as progressive are, okay? I rarely, if ever, see them call out the bad apples. And that's the biggest problem, okay? I rarely, if ever, see them call out their bad apples. They just ignore it. They put it under the rug. And I'm not saying that Republicans don't do it, the right don't do it, but it's the comparative, right? It's the amount. Because on one side, right, it is the left, it is Democrats, it is liberals calling themselves the party for minorities, the party for, you know, women, right? The party of peace and love and whatever. But they show counterintuitive to it. So it's the hypocrisy for me, okay? Now, if Republicans were out here saying that, you know what, they're the party for minorities, they're all about, you know, racism, you know, they're the party for women, they're all about sexism, okay, then yeah, I would say Republicans are hypocrites. But they're not. Democrats are, right? The left is. Liberals are. Yet, I have plenty of videos, plenty of video proof, right, of what I'm saying. And that's the hypocrisy. That's the insanity I'm talking about. It's tiring.
I'm outside of the Whipple Eye facility here in Minneapolis, and I have been here just filming what's going on, and I am now being swarmed by the radical left wing that the Trump administration said that they were going to be taking down. I had a 200-pound man that shoulder checked me.
I haven't done one of these in a while. This is Justice for Savannah Hernandez. And if you're wondering who the big strong man is, strong enough that he pushes someone behind their back, a woman actually, to the ground, and she suffered some injuries and stiffness to her neck, say hello to Mr. Ostrowsko. I'm not sure if he's aware of this, but that is assault. Because for some reason that side has kind of blurred the line between freedom of speech and violence. But today and age, I wouldn't put it past anyone, especially individuals on that side, to respond not in a civil way, not in a let's debate, let's talk about this, but in their what seems like their only resort, violence. I do wonder that if it was a man instead of a small lady, if he would have had that type of courage. I wonder if he didn't have a pack of his people, if he would have felt that bold. I wonder if every liberal would be shouting from the rooftops if the roles were reversed, that instead of a liberal pushing a Republican, that a Republican was pushing a liberal. I actually don't think we would hear the end of it. But if you even take a glimpse at some of those comment sections, people that stand for feminism and for protecting women's right and protecting their safety somehow forgot about that, because many of these vile messages are applauding this man's actions.
Meet Chris right here. He's the one that calls himself Minnesota Angry Man, and he's the one who pushed TPUSA, Savannah Hernandez. Watch this video.
We need some peace and harmony in our state and across our country. We've been dealing with enough tyranny. We're done with that. We need some peace, love, and harmony. Please come out. Please show up. Get off that couch. If I can do it, you can do it. We can march. We can dance, we can sing, we can hug it out, we can swear at the sky.
And didn't he sound like a nice guy, the party of love, inclusivity, and acceptance? He says we can hug it out, we'll just get our anger out by yelling, but we're not going to lay our hands on anyone. But when it comes to women, he can't help himself and he pushes her over. And now Savannah Rodriguez is actually going after him, and she's going to sue him as he deserves because he can't keep his hands to himself. She said she woke up with some bruising in her neck. She woke up with neck stiffness and a headache. Now it all makes sense why he calls himself Minnesota Angry Man. I mean, now it's just for the whole world to see. And they said that they were the victims, but the video shows otherwise. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments.
That's why
Who was the main...
I'm grateful the FBI stepping in. DOJ is going to seek prosecution on this, because at this point, I don't trust any local jury in a sanctuary jurisdiction. I'd much rather see the feds pick it up and charge it with a federal crime, because the sentence is going to be a lot more stringent and it sends a strong message. But we cannot give up on this. We got to keep prosecuting these people. 18 U.S.C. 111, interference, assault, record high number of prosecutions. We got to continue down that path and hold these people accountable. We cannot accept this as a norm in the United States.
Leftist men beating up a woman.
Women's rights activist tonight. Billie Eilish. What's she doing? Do those people, by the way, say punch her, screaming, pushing her, do they seem open to dialogue? Now, that was in LA. We asked police what happened and what led to the attack, but we haven't heard back. In Minneapolis earlier today, the temps were frigid, but things got very hot, very dangerous, when the Daily Caller News Foundation's Jorge Ventura tried to report what he was seeing.
He said that these cars actually look like ice, and they're actually falling up. So are you seeing this rooftop? Hey, how you doing? You're right next to me. I can smell your buddy. It's a public sidewalk. Why did you try to steal my phone right now?
Now stop attacking a minority.
So we've been hanging out.
Ooh, look at that. This is the party of peace, right? The party of love. The party of that's not racist, that's not sexist. In one video, I literally showed you, right? Leftist men, Democrat men, progressive, whatever, attacking a woman, sexist. Attacking a minority, racist. I guarantee you, if it was flipped and it was the right doing it, they would be called sexist and racist. I guarantee you. I've said this before, right? I don't claim that the right is any better than the left, okay? But what I do say is that, at least in my opinion, if you deal with the right, and if they stab you, they'll stab you face to face, right? They'll face to face with you, right? You want to have a disagreement, be face to face. The left, they were like, oh, my brother, they'll hug you. They were like, oh, it's like, oh, I love you, I'm here for you, I'll fight for you. Stab you in the back. Hugging you, stab you in the back. They're fake, right? The left, like, they bring some kind of moral high ground, like there's something better, like they think that they're, morally sound, but they're not. They're disgusting, they are. And that's what I'm talking about, right? I can't stand the hypocrisy. I can't stand the fakeness. I can't stand the two-faced people, right? Which the left so commonly are. You never cared about illegal immigrants under Biden and Obama. You never cared. You never cared about your neighbor. You never cared about your neighbor under a Democratic rule. You never cared. Oh, but now Trump. Oh, Trump, who's deporting less than either Biden or Obama. But now you care. Now you care about your neighbors. Now you're so scared. You're so scared, right? You never cared about before. It's the hypocrisy. It's the hypocrisy. You say like, oh, Trump is doing differently. Trump is doing differently? No. These cities are doing it differently, right? These states are doing it differently. They're making it difficult, right? Back when Obama did it, Biden did it. They like, here you go, right? We'll help you. We'll make it peaceful. We won't advertise this. We won't put it on media, right? You don't see nothing. You see no talk about the Gestapos, the Nazi fascism. You don't hear nothing from CNN talking about illegal immigration. The high levels of deportation under Obama and Biden. You don't hear nothing from CNN, MSN, whatever, all these leftist media outlets. You don't hear nothing. That's why you don't see. You don't see the opposition. You don't see, people fighting against it because they didn't know or they didn't care. Now you see it reported all the time, calling ICE, Gestapos, fascists, Nazis, all that shit. So that's why you see the craziness in the streets, the hypocrisy and two-facedness.
Remember, this is the side that preaches to us about love, tolerance, and acceptance. Yet this woman is out here calling federal agents niggers. This is the second time in a couple of days that we've seen white people calling federal agents niggers out in Minnesota. These are white liberals on the left. And for whatever reason, they think it's okay to call people the N-word all of a sudden. And what's even more interesting is the silence from the left overall.
So white liberals love black people until they work for ICE or, they're on the right. Then they think it's okay to call black people the N-word. Or just people in general, call them a nigger. Crazy work. This is the left.
You know what? He says silence on the left. What I'm also thinking about is silence from black people. Black people, the black community, predominantly, I think 80% or more, vote Democrat. Black people, on average, are more on the left than they are on the right. Yet silence. The community constantly says that, white people are the devil, or, white supremacy, and then blame that white supremacy on the right, on the left, on Democrat, on Republicans. Yet they're quiet when their own parties show how racist they are. And I've done, like what he said, right? Like how I did another video of more white people saying the N-word. I also did a video of white people, the left, attacking a woman, right? This is the party that says that they're not racist. They're not sexist. I have proof otherwise. Video proof. The amazingness of social media. You can see the hypocrisy in real time. And yet, if this was the right, they would condemn them. They have no problem constantly condemning Trump, saying he's a racist, saying he's sexist. Right? No problem condemning Trump. But crickets when it's their own party. Right? You won't hear nothing from any of the bigger people or people in general. Right? People in general of their group. You don't hear no one calling that out, condemning that, saying no, that's not it. Because they know that they can't condemn their own party. They can't. Because they don't want their own party to turn against them. It's disgusting. The hypocrisy. Also, this is a thing where it's funny that they are trying to help minorities while insulting minorities. Funny. And this is the thing. I did another video saying, you're next. What does it mean, you're next? What does it mean? I get constantly said, you will be deported. Where would I be deported to? New Jersey? Where would I be deported? Where are U.S. citizens being deported to? Where? How are black people next? How? Please tell me. None of them really say how black people are next, how minorities, U.S. citizens that are minorities, will be next. How? Where would the U.S. deport U.S. citizens to? Crickets. You don't hear no one ever explain it, ever clarify what they mean. It's just scare tactics. Scare tactics. It's fear mongering.
Now, aside from him likely asking a man if he's a man, did you hear what was said? It was much more prominent the second time, but let's go back and take a listen. He called him a house nigger. Hard R. So there's a black man that's working for ICE, and you don't like what he's doing or something he said, so you call him a nigger. This is a leftist. I thought the left loves black people. They're all about black people. Unless that black person does something they don't like or isn't on their side of the aisle politically. Now, it's okay to call a black man the N-word. He called that man the N-word multiple times. And I bet we won't see the left try to come out en masse and cancel this man for calling a black man the N-word. But the left wanted to cancel everybody and their mama if they sing the song and say nigga during a song.
And this is the hypocrisy of the left. This is why I left. This is why I left the left. I left being a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat because of the hypocrisy. I've said this before. I'm not saying Republicans are any better, but I'm saying at least if they're going to stab you, they stab you to your face. Democrats, the left, they will stab you from behind. They will stab you in the back. Right? They don't mind. The left doesn't mind being racist against you if you don't fall in line. The left doesn't mind to be sexist against you if you don't fall in line. The left doesn't mind using their white supremacy, right, against you if you don't fall in line. The left doesn't mind to be fascist, be dictatorship, control your speech if you don't fall in line, right? The right doesn't mind shooting you with a gun if you don't fall in line. And again, the right could be racist, sexist, all that stuff, but they do it to your face. They're not trying to fringe some moral high ground like they're better than you or like they aren't, sinful or, whatever, okay? But it's the left, it's Democrats to say that, oh, I'm not racist, right? We're fighting against racism. We fight against, sexism. We fight against fascism. But you see so many examples of people on the left who are just as racist, just as sexist, just as whatever, as the people they claim to hate, right? They claim to fight against. That's the hypocrisy I just can't stand, okay? I'd rather you be a man or whatever, right? Stab me face to face instead of, you know what, hug me, you know, say all these nice things, and then stab me in the back.
How many illegals are on Medicaid? Do you know?
Glenn, Senator Grenade, please, can we, when we dehumanize,
Well, it's not the. Stop. I was shot 9 times because I was dehumanized. I was shot 9 times because we allowed somebody to dehumanize human beings. I almost died twice, Glenn.
Yeah.
That's why I ask you once, please, do not say illegal in this committee because it dehumanizes an individual. And that's all I'm asking you from my heart.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm gonna preface this, right? What I read his report, right? He went to save his family from a deranged, far right, lunatic. So I'll give him props for that. Trying to save his family, trying to, push the gunman and, protect his family. Mad respect for the man. But let's be honest, you're stupid. Saying someone illegal, that's their status. Just saying like someone is a criminal, that's not dehumanizing them. You're not saying how many pieces of trash is on Medicaid or welfare. No, that's dehumanizing. All right? Saying they're illegals, that's their status. That's their immigration status. Okay? One of the things where I just like that, and I read it, right? This was a far right lunatic that went to shoot him and try to shoot other Democrats, right? And other abortion rights advocates. It's crazy, but let's be honest, right? Calling a baby non-living thing or a clump of cells, is that not dehumanizing? Right? But that's okay, right? We can call like a fetus, a baby, just a clump of cells or not a living thing or not a conscious thing. Is that not dehumanizing? It's the hypocrisy, right? It's the hypocrisy. And again, it's not dehumanizing talking about someone's legal status. It's not.
Normal feels safe and easy. And too often we perpetuate that by electing candidates who are just going to take us back to normal. We are trapped in a cycle where Republicans come in and they look to do nothing but destroy and line their own pockets. Democrats, in response, just say, we're going to get back to normal, whatever normal feels like. And that's not good enough. We need leaders with a vision, because normal, to most people, still causes the problems that we face, whether that's growing wealth inequality, millions without health care, and the disconnect that is between us. It is that promise of America that we need to get to, where we can be better tomorrow than we are today. It does not take a rocket scientist to figure out that Congress is broken. Sending one there might help fix it.
What is this mentally disturbed person doing for us? What is the Democrats really doing for us? Because they had, under Obama, 8 years, under Biden, 4, and still, like this thing says, millions, billions without health care. You didn't solve it during your leadership. And saying that, Democrats or Republicans are lining their pockets. It's funny because in the last, year or so, we're seeing the truth that it's Democrats that are lining their pockets. Right? The frauds that we're seeing, the wasteful spending that we're seeing, it's Democrats, right? I'm not saying that Republicans don't do, because they're probably just as shady, but let's be honest, Democrats are no better. And to say that Democrats want to be normal, they're not. Because this person is a Democrat, that ain't a Republican. Right? And normal and safe, they're not being normal and safe. Letting these mentally disturbed people run around our streets, right? These mentally disturbed people having a voice, I'm sorry, they shouldn't. Plain and simple, they shouldn't, because these are the insane people in our society. These are people who honestly need to be mentally evaluated, be in mental asylums, because they are mentally disturbed. Yes, we should go back to normal, and safe is a good thing. But this is the insanity, right? This is the freedom of our country, right? Where someone as mentally disturbed as this can run for office. And more mentally disturbed people clap for this, honestly, just foolish ass man. Okay? This man that's thinking he's a woman. I said this before. I think the Democrat Party, they either are filled with mentally disturbed people or they support the mentally disturbed. Look, I think a lot of people have a hard time understanding accountability, okay? In the sense that they never view that their actions may have led to their outcomes, right? So I've seen this person before, right? Or not this, but the story, okay? This supposedly protester or whatever went, to protest ICE and stuff, and now because of that, because of their interaction with ICE, I will be blind for life thanks to ICE. But here's the thing where, no, it's like, it's not thanks to ICE, it's thanks to your actions, okay? Because at the end of the day, the only thing you can control is yourself. No one told you, no one forced you to deal with or interact with or go to the same place that ICE is. No one. It's like, plenty of people, right? Plenty of people didn't get blinded by ICE. Hell, plenty of people that protest or even interact with ICE people, right, with ICE agents, didn't get blinded. It's like we don't understand accountability. Right? We don't understand that we are the masters of our own actions. This is a thing where I 100% believe in accountability. Okay, we constantly neglect. Hey, what if you weren't there? Would you still be blinded by ICE? You wouldn't. What if you didn't interact or interfere with ICE? Would you still be blinded by ICE? Did they come to you, right? Did they come to your house and blinded you? They didn't. You came to them, you interfered with them, and bad luck happened to you, okay? I don't wish death or blindness on anyone, okay? But it's like almost every action you take in life, there will be some form of consequences, good or bad, okay? It's hard for me to think very few, but almost every action you take in life, there will be some kind of consequence or some kind of results from said action. But people like this are too stupid to understand, hey, maybe it's my fault, okay? Maybe it's my fault. I'm sorry, I would say the same thing with these other victims, these supposed victims of what happened with ICE or, I don't know, just in life, okay? If you believe you're a victim in life, how about, get out of that victimhood mindset and just think, maybe the problem isn't others, it's me, okay? Take some accountability. See, because that's the only thing you control. You can't control the actions of others. You can control your own actions. And people like this will never learn. They will never learn that, at the end of the day, hey, maybe it's your fault. Maybe the bad thing that happened to you, it's on you and nobody else.
You take them hostage and you use them for leverage. So guess what Iran did? They put a bounty out on his head, and whoever finds him gets a great award. I can't wait. Hopefully it's like money or jewels. I hope the person who finds him is very poor and ends up being very wealthy, and I hope Iran holds their promise.
She's referring to one of the pilots that, thank God, was found, hoping that another country would not simply find him, but use him as leverage is sickening. I mean, how pro-America are we that we would wish for a fellow American who puts his life on the line so that we can have freedom in our country? We wish for their downfall. There is a problem in our country. There is a problem in today's America. And that right there, that's it. Because let alone that we have to keep our eyes peeled on every other country who may potentially at any given time be out to get us, we don't have to look that far. Because here in our own territory, here in our own nation, we have individuals that, if you ask me, in a heartbeat, would help the enemy if crap hit the fan. It is honestly a sad day to live in that Americans.
This is the thing. Only from the left, only Democrats, only liberals, do I see wished for the death of America, of Americans, wish for the destructions of America, of Americans. I literally have a video, right, of liberal protesters in America saying, death to America, death to Americans. In America, saying that shit. Right? Again, maybe it's our, First Amendment, but burning our flags, burning American flags, doing disrespectful things. It's like, this is only in America. We have these liberals showing how hateful they are of America, how much disdain they have for America, for Americans, yet will not leave. None of these people would leave. None of these people who hate America so much would leave for, Iran, would leave for Palestine, would leave for Venezuela, would leave for Cuba, would leave for China. None of these people would move to those countries and say, oh, we can't. Yeah, really. I doubt that. I doubt you can't leave, right? You can buy a ticket. You can buy a one-way ticket. You could definitely buy a one-way ticket, right? But they won't do it, right? They won't do it. This is what I've said this countless times before. Seeing things like this, right? Plus, you gotta think, right? The liberals, right? The supposed sane ones, liberals, Democrats, the left. They're not calling these people out, right? Not anyone with a platform. I don't. To be honest, I rarely ever see anyone on the left, any Democrat, call out their insane basis. Okay, I see it more on the right, so that's just me. Okay, I see more on if it's too crazy, they'll call it out. But that's me. So I'll preference that. Maybe it's my FYP, but I rarely, if ever, see anyone on the left, any Democrat, call out their insane group of people. Right, the ones that are insane, supposedly the minority, right? Supposedly the minority of their group, but sometimes it feels like it's the majority. Right, it feels like the insane ones are the majority in the Democratic Party, in the leftist liberal group, while the ones that are supposedly sane, supposedly reasonable, supposedly love America are the minority of their group. So that's why they don't call out their majority. Because if they call out their majority, they will be kicked out. So they'll be ostracized for how dare you go against the grain. So yeah, these are not true Americans. These are people that are disgusting. And yeah, now you gotta watch your back again with these types of people, because if they have an opportunity, they will try to get your down. They will try to facilitate your downfall. They will try to facilitate the destruction of America.
2 dash cam videos obtained by CNN show a shooting that involved ICE agents in a Central California town near Modesto. 1 person was sent to the hospital as a result of the incident. At least 3 law enforcement agents are seen surrounding a black vehicle on a road near Interstate 5 in Patterson. The black vehicle then backs up and its passenger side door hits another car on the road. Agents then point their guns at the vehicle as it stops for about 2 seconds. The car turns left and crosses over the highway lane divider, while an agent runs out of the way of the car. It's not clear exactly when agents fired at the vehicle because the footage does not have sound. ICE Director Todd Lyons said in a statement the officers fired defensive shots after the person they stopped weaponized his vehicle in an attempt to run an officer over. The statement identified the intended target of the stop, an undocumented immigrant, as Carlos Ivan Mendoza Hernandez, an 18th Street gang member wanted in El Salvador for questioning in connection to a murder. DHS confirmed Mendoza Hernandez was taken to the hospital. CNN is working to determine if he has legal representation.
Representation. I'm like, okay, absolutely stupid. It's like that's what you care about. Right, that's what you worry about. Not digging up this criminal's history and showing how ICE agents are trying to get rid of criminals off our streets. And this is the thing, okay? You saw the video. What I thought was funny is the comment section on that, where you see liberals, the left, Democrats saying ICE agents are terrorists, or saying all these things. It's like, are you seeing the same video I'm watching? Are you seeing the same context? It's like literally this man is a gang member and he's wanted for questionings in connection to a murder. And you call our Americans, our federal agents, people who are trying their best to protect our country, to enforce our laws, and you call them Americans terrorists, while the people who are murderers and gang members and like actual terrorists, or people who don't deserve to be here, you don't call them out. It's like absolutely. I've said this before. This is why I honestly believe you're a Democrat, you're a liberal, you're a leftist. Particularly, I don't know, if you don't call them out, and if you're extreme side of it, you don't like America. You are hateful. You hate America. You hate Americans. You hate American ideology. You hate American culture. You're absolutely detestable. Right? You're absolutely disgusting. Yeah, I think those people are just the worst. One of the worst groups of people in America.
What is the weirdest thing about conservatives?
That they don't believe in facts.
What is a woman?
What is a woman?
Yeah.
Whoever identifies as one, I guess.
But that's not what facts say.
To be honest, I would love that question answer. I would please the comment section tell me what's the weirdest thing about conservatives. I would love to know that answer. I don't believe it's conservatives don't accept facts. That's definitely not one of them. But please tell me what distinctly about conservatives. What's the weirdest thing about conservatives? Hell, I would like to tell me just what's the weirdest thing like the right, Republicans, or anything, right? That's distinctly them, right? I mean, like that rarely or not many other groups, have, right? What kind of quirk or whatever weird thing about them? I would love to know. I don't believe that, being, I don't know, definitely not believing in facts. I think conservatives, they believe in facts. You could disagree, but I mean, I wouldn't say that they would say that facts are wrong, but yeah, I couldn't think of anything. I would love to know. Okay, I would love to know, because in my opinion, I find the left, Democrats, liberals, they don't agree with facts. Weirdest things is that they are hypocrites. Okay, I've seen them say that they're a party of minorities. Yeah, I've seen plenty of them, call black ICE agents the N-word, a party of, the women. But I've seen plenty of them beat on female reporters, right, who they don't agree with, right? I have a video of it. I don't know. They believe, men can be women, right? Actual women. That's already, so they're delusional, they're mentally unstable. Those are the weird things. So I could name plenty of weird things I think about the left, I think about liberals, I think about Democrats. So what do you guys think? I'm not saying that one side, the right is perfect, right? They're far from it, right? There's so many problems. But it's like, the best I could say that, a lot of the worst things about the right, obvious worst thing, is just maybe they're jerks or maybe whatever, okay? But it's like, when I look at the left, I only see mental instability. I only see, actual mental problems, right? Psychological problems. Mental instability, mental insanity, mental illness, okay? Hypocrisy, delusion. I look more at the left, and I'm just saying, you are the party that says that you are from minorities, yet you will say the N-words to black ICE agents. You're the party that says you don't want war or you're peaceful or whatever, yet you would gladly say kill ICE agents, right? Kill ICE agents, kill Trump. Anyone you disagree with, you gladly want death on them. You say you're a party for women, yet if it's a female reporter, which all these I have videos of, right? All these are videos on my page. If it's a female reporter, you will beat up, you will kick, you will beat. Okay, this is the thing where I'm not touting here that saying the right is so much better or the right Republicans are amazing group of people. They're not, right? When I look at politics, I always think of it as voting for the lesser of two evils. And I'm sorry, the right Republicans have been the lesser of two evils for a long time now. Because to be honest, the amount of evils I see on the left is staggering. Okay, particularly because the Democrats, the left, liberals, are the ones who tout all these high morality shit, right? Tout all these things that they're not, yet constantly their group shows the hypocrisies of it. And not many people, if any, right, particularly with platforms, particularly with voices, all actually call these people out, right? Call out the bad apples in your group. Because I have another video of a protest of a woman screaming in a microphone, "Death to America." All her protester friends not saying shit and chanting along with her, okay? And that's the thing. It's not like one person being a bad apple. No. It's one person being a bad apple and everyone going along with it. It's not one person being a bad apple and everyone calling it out. No. One person being a bad apple or whatever and everyone goes along with it and continues it. That's why I can't stand it. I can't, because you can't make a logical argument why, you should be on the left, because it's pure hypocrisy. You can't. And to be honest, you can't make a logical argument that people on the left, Democrats, liberals, are the ones that are hateful of America, hateful of Americans. I see it every day.
Death to the Zionist entity! Death to America! And death to Dan Zimmerman!
So, still following me. So why are you guys blocking me?
Why are you walking through the crowd?
I'm not walking, you're not in the crowd. The crowd is over there, so why don't you go back to the crowd? Okay, don't block me. Not in the crowd. The crowd is over there. Can I do my job as a journalist, please? We have, yes, go to surgemedia.us.
Okay. I asked them not to come in here, but I asked y'all not to come here. Do not come in his personal space. Okay? You stay there, he will stay here. It's our job. Okay? Don't do our job. We're here to do it. Stay in your space. He will stay in his space. Okay? Thank you.
Are you respecting the wall that they created right now? Is this some type of...
This is why, I don't respect the whole people's opinions. Like, you have the right to burn the American flag. Yeah, because you're a bitch, right? I don't respect people, right? Today, burning our flag, because these are the type of people living in America, saying death to America. This is the thing where burning the flag, disrespecting our flag, or disrespecting our national anthem isn't protest. It's because you're not American, right? It's because you hate America. It's because you want the death of America. It's not because you're not protesting shit, right? You're not protesting shit. No. You just hate America, okay? You don't want America to be better. You want to destroy America. You want the destruction of America and American values. This is why people like this are disgusting, right? People like this is. I'm sorry, I've said this countless times before. The Democrats, the liberals, the left, feminists. They're hateful. They're un-American. They're not. They are hateful towards America. Hateful towards Americans. These people are disgusting, and I see, and there's video proof of it every day, of them just absolutely the worst group of people ever. I'm sorry if you're part of the left, if you're part of the liberals, Democrats. Okay, you're feminists, right? You are the cancer of our world. You are the reason why our world has any problems at all, right? Modern problems. You are the reason. People like this are disgusting, and the absolute privilege. Imagine going to China. Imagine going to Russia. Imagine going to pretty much any place in the Middle East and saying death to the country you are living in. Imagine that, right? Imagine going to even Venezuela, right? Before the removal of the dictator, Cuba, any of these countries that they supposedly love. Imagine that, publicly saying death to the country that you are currently in. Yet, hey, in the West, we're so free, we're so forgiving, we're so open. Yet, you say it here. Countries that, honestly, are more restrictive. You wouldn't dare say it. The privilege of these white people, right? These liberal white people are insane. It's another level. This is disgusting. And this is the party that wants to promote no wars or, peace or whatever, love and unity, all that shit. And you wonder why ICE agents are wearing masks. And you wonder why, right? You wonder why ICE agents are not going to risk their life in situations where, what is those? The two, whatchamacallits, right? The two protesters or activists. They're not going to risk it. They're not going to risk it with you. So I'm all for ICE agents not taking bullshit. I'm all for it, right? Or ICE agents, okay, take matters into their own hands when dealing with these protesters. I'm sorry, okay? When you're not peacefully protesting, right? And like I said, right, this is why I don't mind. This is why I don't shed a tear for the two foolish Americans, supposedly Americans, that interfere in ICE processes, right? ICE federal agents, their job. Because you can't trust these types of people. They're dangerous. They're radicals, right? They're radicals. Here is a woman wearing a Palestine garment, right? Literally saying death to, literally, right? That you kill Americans. Those are Americans. ICE agents are Americans, and yet you are saying it to kill them. Is that the hypocrisy? Aren't you the group that says, how dare a federal agent kill Americans? Yet here you are promoting the death of Americans. This is why I said the left is no better than the supposed people they cry about. You are no better. You've shown that you know better. You've shown your hypocrisy. You've shown your delusions. You've shown how hateful you are. Because these people are disgusting. I've said this before. These people, the left, Democrats, liberals, they're un-American. They hate America. They hate Americans. Particularly if you don't follow their rules. If you don't follow their order, you don't follow their logic or lack thereof, you don't follow, their way of thinking, they're gonna like show you violence, right? They're gonna show you violence. And ain't that something? It's like, aren't they the authoritarian then? Because how dare you have a difference of opinion? How dare you, right? Don't follow orders. How dare you don't do what they think you should do? It's the hypocrisy I constantly see. Things like this is disgusting, okay? And this is why, even though in my personal opinion, I think a lot of times both sides are not that better, not much better than any other than each other, right? I always think that, when it comes to voting, you're voting for the lesser of two evil. But over the years, the left has become extremely just evil. Evil. They become a whole lot worse. The Democrats, the left, the liberal, whatever, the other side has become extremely worse. They have become extremely radical. They have just become unbearable, disgusting people. So even how much I don't necessarily 100% side with Republicans or the right, I'd rather side with them than side with people like this.